with your clients, and the clients are different. There's a client who just wants you to post a poster.
Right.
Hi Eric, I have a poster for an event I have tomorrow. There's a client who wants to do a campaign.
Right.
Like Eric, I need 30 videos within 1 year.
Right.
Yeah. So it varies. It varies, but it pays. And this is very important that I tell young and upcoming content creators. And you need to hear it from the horse's mouth, because I am the most followed.
Most followed.
I have made my money from social media since 2013 August. I made much more money on social media.
Really?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes. So I have made much more money on that, because now.
And how long once you start can you start seeing that income?
They've made it easier. I don't. The threshold for YouTube now is when you start making money.
1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours.
That's it.
And that's easy, right?
That's easy. Today, that's easy. Because content is content is king.
Content is king.
Today, content is king, and content is key. People are looking for content. So, because the demand is so much higher than the supply, there's so much space. People go to YouTube and Google anything.
So, if you have one piece of advice for anyone watching this right now, go create content. Start.
That's my advice.
Just starting.
Start.
That's the main piece of advice you have.
Start. Be
you and start.
Start. Be you and start. If I was to give one advice, start now, then grow it.
Cool. Now you see, with this, what we've discussed so far, we've seen all the pros of social media, how you can grow this huge following, and how it can have so many wonderful things for you. But what I fail to see many people speaking about is the challenges associated with fame. Sometimes, do you find it hard that people fail to accept you as a regular person, and everywhere where you go, you're Eric Omondi, not Eric, you know?
Yes, being famous comes with a lot of advantages.
Right.
And comes with some disadvantage. And people expect you to be that Eric Omondi. I usually tell people there's Eric Omondi, the character.
Right.
And there's Eric
Like, in fact,
Otieno.
the first time when I met you, I was so shocked. Like, you know, you usually do these crazy things and you're very politically outspoken. And when I came here, you were just so calm, so composed. I'm like, is this the same Eric?
So people expect you 24/7 to be that Eric. Like recently I was seated at a restaurant in Westlands at a corner, and then I was just I was alone. Then this woman comes to me with so much concern. She's like, "Hi Eric." And I'm like, "Oh hi." She's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm okay. My name is Margaret. I've been watching you from there, and my husband, that's my husband." And I waved to him. Like, "Are you sure you're fine?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm okay." Why? He was like, "You know, we've been looking at you, but this is not the you we know. The Eric we know is loud, And I told her, she expects me to be that Eric. So I thought, "Mom, I'm sitting alone. I would not be jumping and shouting. I would look like a madman. No, we expect you to be going around saying hi to everyone."
Right.
And when I seated there for more than 30 minutes, we're like, that sounds like Eric. You should be going to say hi to people. So people,
but do you still think like the benefits outweigh the
by far. It's far much more advantageous being famous than it is disadvantageous. It has its own advantages. People meet you and they expect certain things, and they are entitled to it. Like I meet people and they're like, "Make me laugh." You see, or people feel like they own you sometimes, and they're like, "Eric, please come take a photo with my husband and my kids." "Okay, Eric, talk to my mom." "Okay, Eric, now come with you." You see, and sometimes if you don't do that, they feel like,
the word but sometimes you just really need that personal space. Sometimes you do. But still, the benefits come nowhere near. So we shouldn't even be going so much into these.
By far.
Now another topic I want to touch on. It's no surprise to everyone, you're very politically outspoken.
Yes.
And as a content creator in Kenya, why do you feel we are not able to take this online thing the way Western countries such as USA are able to do so, And what are some of the changes you'd like to see in our country for us to reach that level? And how is that going to affect your vote in the upcoming elections?
So we did anyone who is running for office today, whether it's an MCA, women rep, MP, governor, senator, president, must be very conscious and must consider the young people of this nation.
Right.
And we're talking about the young people and the economy of the young people. And you know, we have this narrative of there are no jobs.
Right.
But now younger people are creating jobs.
Like this ecosystem we have here creates many opportunities from the editing, video writing, scripting. You need to move here and there.
It's a whole economy.
Right.
And the bigger percentage.
And you know one thing, when people see you, like I want to first like emphasize this point. They just look at you as this guy who makes people laugh. But they don't see there's an entire infrastructure around it to enable you to produce such content daily. And it is an actual job, as much as people take it as this hobby and this is this clown coming
just
around.
A joke.
Yeah, it is an economy, and it's a whole sector that us with these platforms are trying to build.
Yes.
Right.
So as we're seated here, there are two cameramen that you guys are not seeing. Yeah, there's a guy operating the camera.
Right.
Yeah, the same with my team. As a comedian, I have a creative team of 4.
Right.
I have a production team of 2. Yeah, and when I talk about the production team, I'm talking about just the production, like when I'm shooting.
Right.
But there's the bigger production team of editors.
Right.
The people to deal with lights, locations. So it's a whole big economy. And if you're running for office, like I had some time back, that the government was planning to levy taxes on us.
Right.
I didn't understand.
The digital service tax.
I hope it's.
Fortunately, now it only applies to foreigners.
Okay.
But still, just touch on the point of how that taxation coming into place would have affected you.
We should never go that direction. Because it's the same leaders who are saying that they want to create jobs, and now we are creating the jobs, and then they want to tax. Yeah, to some extent we have done the job they're supposed to do and created our own job.
Right.
Online, yeah. And this is a new thing for us.
So it's just another unnecessary expense. And so once you pay your editor, you pay your content creators, now you also have to give the government their share, and we all know where that money is really going. So from what you've said, the government not intervening and putting extra hurdles such as taxation is one of the way they can prevent any problems from coming to us.
In fact,
but what are some of the things they can do themselves to make life for content creators much easier?
In fact, I wanted to say, instead of asking money from the content creators, they should pump money into content creation.
Right.
They can, like another proposal, like now we have this team of content creators.
Right.
Not content creators, like bloggers. They are like news, I don't know if you've seen them. They are new YouTubers. They are YouTubers, but they're basically bloggers.
Right.
They blog on showbiz. And they needed to be certified as media. And then they were asked by one of the government organizations that is in charge of certifying, you know, like media, like you need a media pass so that you can go into these government events. And I was asking them for money. And I remember talking to one of their bosses and told them, give these guys an opportunity, train them, give them the things for free. Because they're just,
they're barely grown.
Yeah, they're barely grown.
And you're sucking out all this income.
They're not understanding what they're doing yet. Yeah? And the guy agreed, and they were given a 2-week training in Westlands.
Right.
And then they were given their media passes. You see?
So that instead of getting income from us through taxation, employers. Right. And we will produce for you the best. When, like for example, when Uhuru brings all these fancy people from abroad, bring Omondi to entertain them, and that way we'll generate some income instead of now taxing him and he can't produce this content which is boosting his economy.
So pump into at this stage, we don't know about the future. At this stage, it's an infant. Online content creation is just a thing that is beginning to catch on.
So you feel it has much more potential for the future?
Yes. So it is the future.
So it is the future.
It is the future.
So we always, everyone, including myself, what kept me from starting for so long, I kept thinking it's too late, it's too late. No. But in fact, we're early.
We're early because, you're right. Because the future is brighter than, what we're doing now is just laying
the foundation.
We're just beginning.
Right.
But it's, as you say, in countries like the US and the UK, It's a big business, yeah. So we are just there at the.
And when do you estimate we're going to reach?
No,
there?
it won't take more than 2 years.
More than 2 years?
No, it won't take more than 2 years.
So everyone, if you're watching this, not more than 2 years. You gotta start now.
Start now. It's already happening in a way.
Right.
Just need. It's already blowing up, but it's gonna blow
It just needs to get a bit more mainstream. Another thing I really wanted to ask you, because you know many people don't understand this content game until you're actually doing it.
Yes.
And the brand Eric Omondi has already reached such great heights.
Yes.
But I'm sure, as a young man, it's not the end of the journey for you, right? So what are some of the future projects we can expect from you? Like next week, I know you're going to Egypt,
yes,
and you want to take this thing a bit more international.
Yes.
But what are some of the main projects and some of the messages you stand by that you want to project through these projects moving forward?
So I've been fighting for the Kenyan industry, Kenyan entertainment industry, which,
Right.
which includes you as a blogger, as a YouTuber, and me as a comedian. And I want us to get to the levels of Hollywood, the levels of Nollywood, and the levels of Bollywood. And as you said earlier on, if someone else could do it,
Right.
we can do it. If Eric Omondi could do it, another
Right.
upcoming comedian can do it. So what I'm trying to do, especially, is just that when they started this, we even went to parliament, is just when immediately we started it, then elections were here. So I'm hoping to pick up from September, and I want us to create, with the help of the government,
Right.
a wood. There's Hollywood, there's a wood in Kenya, I don't know what we're going to call it. But
Kenwood.
Kenwood that is actually functional, so that we start producing actual movies, actual series, actual shows,
Right.
yeah, actual concerts. You know, I see.
So from taking it from this one platform
Yes.
to taking it to heights it could never be done.
Never be done.
And of course, that's a long journey
Yes.
that you'll spend a lot of your career working towards.
Yes.
What are some of the immediate steps you're going to make to get to that level?
So right now I'm going on an African tour. I'm starting with Egypt because I feel like somehow
So it's building your brand.
building my brand
awareness.
for now. That's the short term within the continent.
Right.
Because the idea was to
Keep it
take
in
over
Africa.
to take over East Africa.
Right.
I can gladly tell you, Tanzania is home, Uganda is home, Rwanda is home. Literally,
Right.
like there's no difference between the Eric Omondi in Kenya and the Omondi in Tanzania.
Really?
No, there's no.
Wow.
Rwanda is getting there, Uganda is there, Tanzania is there, South Sudan is there.
So it's like you've almost ticked the East African box.
I've ticked.
Now let's tick Africa.
Let's take Africa.
And then using that platform and plethora of people behind
Yes,
you,
yes.
then you can push
Now
this
can now
agenda.
push the agenda.
That is very, very interesting,
Yes.
and it makes me so privileged to be in this space with you, because I know you being in this space is going to do such great things
Thank
for
you.
us,
Thank
and
you.
I cannot wait to see how the future is with you. And like,
you so much.
guys, this is just the first time with him, but make sure you ask any other questions I may have missed out and that you want, because I'm definitely going to be bringing this legend back very soon.
I'll be back.
Right. Now, I know we're running a bit out of time,
Yes.
but I just want to ask you one last question before we conclude this segment.
Okay.
Eric, I've been watching you since I was literally in high school and didn't know that this YouTube thing could make the money it can today.
Yes.
So as a creator who's clearly where I want to be several years down the line,
Yes.
what is advice you have specifically for me and Bud, and what I can do to take my content specifically to the next level?
So my first advice, I will not give it to you because you've done it already. I will tell you start, but we are here. It's happening already. So my second advice is keep pushing the limits. Yeah.
Right.
If I'm seated here today, if you go to bed and you want whoever you want to come and sit here, I don't know whether it's my boss is a businessman. You should have him next. He's a presidential candidate, Jimmy Wanjigi.
Honorable Jimmy Wanjigi.
Yes. I can see your intention, and I can feel your push from the first time I spoke to you on
Right.
the phone. First time we met at my place.
Right.
And I told my manager he's going to go far because you
Thank
are
you
are
so much.
that go-getter
Honestly,
spirit.
privilege.
I can see it because I've been there. I have friends. I have people who are not go-getters.
Right.
I know people who are go-getters. The people who built up. But when you see someone, you can tell, yes, you're like, hi, go. So, secondly, go get it.
And you know, it's interesting you specifically mentioned the part of influencers.
Yes.
You know, when I was starting this channel, I had no clue would you even reply to my message. And literally, how I got this guy on this channel and how we became friends, I literally went, looked for his number online and called him. And people feel Like, I don't know, like it's never going to happen, but it's literally as simple as that. 2 phone calls and you're here today.
Yes, just make the move, make the step. If it's a phone call, do it. If it's an office, I've knocked so many offices. You've had my Jimmy Fallon New York story. Just that, me taking that flight, by the time I was leaving Kenya, Jimmy Fallon didn't know who I was. But guess what? And I was going to book to perform maybe the following season. And he told me, okay, do it. Because I said 1 minute. He said, do it now. And I was on air with him. So, take that step.
So there's one thing you take away from this. Leave all the stories, all our agendas for the future, everything. If there's one thing I've taken from him today, which I truly believe resonates with me and the message we're trying to pass to you with Ban, take your camera, take your phone, take whatever you have immediately after this video and just press record. Thank you, Eric. It was a pleasure having you on stage.
I'll be back.